Good afternoon and welcome back, my young scientists. Welcome again to another science amazing journey. I am your reporter for this afternoon. I am Miss Mariel Alaban, taking up Bachelor of Elementary Education, major in General Curriculum, second year. What are you waiting for? Let's go! This video about teaching science in elementary grades, and our topic is part 3A, Teaching Methods for Science Teaching in Elementary School. Letter A, Major Methods, and the subtopic is Discovery. So, this is the continuation of Miss Jaimeline's report. Before we start, let's have some review first of what Miss Jaimeline's talk about. I will be posting below the link of my groupmates discussing the first part. So, he is the famous who wrote about student-centered learning in early part of 20th century. So, he is John Dewey, an educational psychologist who viewed children as the philosophies and scientists building their own theories of knowledge. So, he is Jean Piaget. This moment, let's move on to our main discussion, implementing across the curriculum. It means putting into the practice the written curriculum that has been designed in syllabi, course of study, curricular guides, and subject. This is the process where the learners acquire the plan of intended knowledge, skills, attitude, and are aimed at ending the same learners for function effectively in the society. Next, why educator training is important. Teacher training is important for both experienced and whose teacher who are novice to the teaching profession. Teachers must get a hang of innovative pedagogy, interactive assessment, techniques, and use of differentiation in the classroom to enliven the teaching learning process. It's important that teacher be aware of the different kind of learners under their care and ways of dealing with them. That's where good teacher comes to play. Next, successfully implementing the Discover Learning method in the classroom. To effectively use this Discover Learning method in the classroom, a teacher needs not only be flexible but also well prepared, organized, and have understanding on how what is discovered in class is educationally valuable and can lead to further investigation for the students. Teachers need to be able to help young children who are already curious about the world around them, learning how to ask questions that will help them understand their surroundings. Teachers also have to know where the student is developmentally and how that will play in a role in a child finding success in a lesson. This may sound like a lofty goal, but most educators have to take classes in developmental psychology that are specifically geared to the age with which they want to work. Additionally, teachers using the Discover Learning method cannot wait until the end of the activity to access a child. Instead, they interact their students to see what the student is doing, what kind of questions are being asked, and help them apply any new skills and maybe necessarily to solve problems and conclusions. The teacher must also recognize what there is more than one way to get to an end goal. The Discover Learning method is a great choice for ESL students, as well as students with behavioral or developmental problems. The students who can sit still in class will have a chance to actively take part in the learning process. The students whose first language is not English will be exploring ideas instead of being told what to think, possibly not understand the concept because of a language barrier. When Discover Learning method is used, students are on task more often because they are actively part of the learning process instead of just being spectators. So, those are the Discover Teaching Method for science teaching in elementary school. Did you have a science amazing today? If you do, great! This time, let's have a short recap on what we have discussed today. Overall, the Discover method is highly supported by educational psychologists. They are agree with Kant, PJ, Vygotsky, and Brunner, as well as educational philosopher Dewey, that learning is based on knowing and doing. If a teacher takes into consideration that a child already has a prior knowledge, then the teacher will be able to show students how their lives are connected to content without having to work to create that connection. It takes how to successfully use the Discover Learning method in the classroom, and the teacher have to be careful to not have class activities just for the sake of having activities. The Discover Learning method is hands-on, focuses on the process, and encourages students to look for solutions instead of just teaching students to memorize rules of concepts. This method lets them apply ideas their lives, creating memorable lessons that will help them turn them into the lifelong learners. That's all for today, my young scientists. I hope you learned something and gave you another amazing science journey. Once again, I am Miss Mariel Alaban saying goodbye to you. Till next time.